The first epistle of Peter, often simply referred to as 1 Peter, is a letter written by the Apostle Peter to the early Christian churches in Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey. It addresses various challenges and encourages believers to stand firm in their faith amidst persecution and suffering. Here's an overview, introduction and greeting. Peter begins by identifying himself as the author of the letter and greeting the recipients, referring to them as elect exiles or chosen foreigners. He addresses believers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, expressing his desire for them to experience grace and peace in abundance, salvation and living hope. Peter praises God for the new birth and living hope that believers have through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. He encourages them to rejoice in their salvation, even though they may face trials and suffering in this life. Peter emphasizes the value of faith that has been tested by fire and speaks of the prophets who prophesied about the grace that was to come, holy living and obedience. Peter urges believers to live holy and obedient lives, not conforming to their former sinful desires, but being holy in all their conduct. He encourages them to love one another earnestly from a pure heart, having been born again through the living and enduring Word of God. Peter describes believers as living stones being built into a spiritual house, with Jesus Christ as the cornerstone, submission and endurance. Peter addresses various relationships within society, exhorting believers to submit to governing authorities, to honor all people, to show proper respect to the emperor, and to submit to masters with all respect, even those who are harsh. He encourages wives to submit to their husbands and husbands to honor their wives, living together in understanding and mutual respect. Peter also speaks of enduring suffering for doing good and following the example of Christ, who suffered unjustly for our sake. Suffering and glory. Peter addresses the reality of suffering for the sake of Christ and encourages believers to arm themselves with the same mindset, knowing that suffering produces perseverance and refines their faith. He urges them to entrust themselves to God, who will ultimately bring about their vindication and reward. Peter also emphasizes the importance of humility, mutual love, and hospitality among believers. Final exhortations and greetings. Peter concludes the letter with final exhortations and greetings. He sends greetings from Mark, whom he refers to as his son, and encourages believers to stand firm in the grace of God. Peter blesses them with peace and sends greetings from the church in Babylon, along with Silvanus, who he identifies as a faithful brother. 1 Peter is a letter of encouragement and exhortation written to strengthen the faith and resolve of believers facing persecution and suffering. It emphasizes the hope of salvation, the importance of holy living and obedience, the necessity of enduring suffering for the sake of Christ, and the promise of future glory and vindication. Peter's letter serves as a timeless reminder of the Christian's identity as chosen and beloved by God, called to live lives of faithfulness and endurance in the midst of trials and tribulations. Please subscribe and check out the playlist of my short video series on the most significant scriptures in each book of the Bible. They're a great study tool. Thank you.